Good afternoon, evening, morning, sideways. Gentlemen, ladies.
And children.
If children happen to listen to this.
And other things they're listening to it. Like
Maybe.
Hedgehogs and
Hedgehogs.
Bears.
Bears.
Bears. Dinosaurs.
Maybe.
Skinks.
That's a thing. Yeah, this is episode 3, I believe, of Ministry of Nonsense.
So far we haven't had any success that's measurable on any scale.
Not at all.
But we don't care because we quite enjoy it.
Yeah. We're doing this for our enjoyment more than yours, really.
Yeah, really. But we care about you if you care about us, but really it's about us.
Yeah, it's all about us.
Yeah, so it's Tuesday night and you know what that means?
Tuesday night is date night.
Tuesday night is date night. We're straight.
Definitely.
Throw that out there, but we have a date night.
Totally.
Because we're at different schools, so we don't really see each other very often.
Mm-hmm.
We see each other on Tuesday nights.
So, as you can expect, as Tuesday night is now date night, Tuesday night is probably when the majority of Ministry of Nonsense will be recorded from here on in. So,
although the full name is now Ministry of Nonsense and Fisheries.
Correct. It's not really.
No, we can't really patent fisheries. I think they're taken. I think someone already done that.
Probably. Could be the government.
Probably the government, and they have a Ministry of Fisheries and Forestries and Ministries. Do they have a Ministry of Ministries?
I don't believe they do.
They need a Ministry of Ministries.
They do have a Ministry of Silly Walks, though.
Yes, and last year the government spent more money on defence than it did on silly walks.
I know.
This is just ridiculous.
Anyway, yeah, so we're back in the same room. We apologise for the lack of banter caused by the sort of distance between us in our last episode.
You know, it was about 4
miles.
4 miles.
4 miles.
4 entire miles.
And we all know that banter is directly proportional to mileage.
It's a bit like gravity.
And the Fibonacci sequence.
Yeah.
For instance, 1 mile. If one is 1 mile apart, the banter is equal to 1. Whereas if one is 2 miles apart, the banter is equal to half. Yeah. And therefore, a half, a fifth, an eighth, a 12th, 13th, sorry.
16th, is that what you're going for?
16th, no. 8 add 3.
What?
12. No, 12. 5, 8 add 5.
We can 12. Do math.
Fibonacci.
Or if you're in America, we can do math.
Math is a wonderful thing.
Sure it is. Sure it is, Jake. Sure it is.
Are you crying?
I'm not crying. Yes. So, what do you want us to talk about? They can't answer me, can they?
No.
But if you want us to talk about anything, put it in the comments.
Please do. We need more comments.
We don't really expect you to. But
more comments equals more fun. And more fun equals more comments.
It's literally a vicious circle. It's a bit like Pac-Man. He's a vicious circle. Except he's not really a circle. He's got bits missing. Stop flicking your lighter at me.
I don't smoke. I just like fire.
It's Apollo. He's a middle-class pyromaniac. He's grinning at you in a pyromaniacal way.
That's a word.
That is indeed a word. Do you know what else is a word? Whatsin.
Sorry?
A whatsin is a kind of bird. But that's not very interesting. Link in the description. Except there's not.
We will. We might. If I'm bothered, I'll put a Wikipedia link to a Whatsin.
Whatsin. It's spelled Hotzin though. Hotzin.
Like H-O-T-E.
Let's not spell the names of birds on the internet, Jake.
Let's not. That's what things are for.
Yeah. Should we talk about something serious or something not serious?
Jared, we call the Ministry of Nonsense. There is no seriousness.
Talk about
here.
Cheese.
Okay. Let's talk about cheese.
No, cheese is a bit.
Cheese is overrated. No, like whenever anyone says think of something random, right? It always comes down to 3 things. It's either cheese, oranges, or badgers.
Yeah, it's badgers. Badgers have been overdone. Badgers you want lightly sautéed with a honey and almond sauce.
Yeah, and more medium
nice.
than overdone.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to overcook your badger.
Then you don't want a rare badger either.
Well, rare badger, yeah, no, that's not ideal.
You get diseases from that kind of thing.
Not ideal. Rare badgers. It's like the old saying goes: coughs and sneezes and raw badgers spread diseases.
Coughs, sneezes, and raw badgers spread diseases.
Write that on a t-shirt and tattoo it on your face. Actually, don't tattoo it on your face. We would know.
No, and if you do, you can't hold us liable at all.
Because we told you not to after we told you to. so it's okay.
Yep.
So Jake,
Yeah.
what is not new in your life? What's old in your life?
What is old
Who's
in
the
my
oldest
life?
person you know
Um,
that you speak to on a regular basis?
probably my granny.
Oh, so mature.
I am terribly sorry.
So mature.
See, we don't actually have headsets, obviously, we're just using a laptop. So you can hear all the ambience in the room, which in this case was the
Gaseous.
flatulence. She spat all over the keyboard.
It's just going downhill. That was Sean Connery right there telling you about farting.
Right.
Flatulence.
Okay, I'm going to open up the Wikipedia link for flatulence and read it in Sean Connery voice.
And while you do that, I'm going to go and evacuate my bladder. Back in a minute.
Flatulence. From Wikipedia, free encyclopedia. Breaking Wind redirects here. For the 2012 comedy film, see Breaking Wind. That's a film? My days. Flatulence is defined in the medical literature as flatus expelled through the anus, or the quality or state of being flatulent, which is defined in turn as marked by or affected with gases generated in the intestine. All right, that's enough of that. I can hear Jared weighing. It's not pleasant. Oh, let's see some of the links. Let's go random article again. Always a bit of fun in random article. The 1994 to 1995 Austrian Football Bundesliga. League standings. Salzburg won, everybody. 47 points. Crikey, they won on goal difference. Jared, did you know that Salzburg won the 1994 to 1995 Austrian Football Bundesliga?
I did not know that. I'm not
On goal difference.
Whoa! You have the same shampoo as me.
Great.
This is true. Pong.
Did you know there was a film called Breaking Wind?
Is it like Breaking Bad or Breaking Dawn? But Breaking Wind. I would actually prefer to watch that than most other films.
Pong Tiku, right? Known among his Buginese allies as Nibasso, was a Trojan leader and guerrilla fighter who operated in southern Sulawesi.
Just so you know, that's not guerrilla
Part of
fighter as in like
Indonesia.
guerrilla warfare. That's a man who fights gorillas.
Yes.
It's not actually.
During the Coffee War. This
This is uninteresting.
random article.
This is uninteresting. No, that's also uninteresting. Oh, actually, no.
Obscure berry pecker. The obscure berry pecker is a birds again. We should just be like a bird documentary or something.
This is a bad idea. Right, there was literally an article there about an archipelago. My sister, on the way over here, mixed up the words a cappella and archipelago. She told me about a band who sing archipelago. Is the thing even still recorded?
It is. I should hope so.
Hello.
Hello. Right, now you take the mic while I go and empty my bladder.
Jake is going to go and empty his bladder. Just going to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about Jake. Jake is 6'9". He has 11 fingers on each hand. He's allergic to beavers. And by beavers, I don't mean beavers. I mean like not beavers. Things that aren't beavers. If something's not a beaver, he's allergic to it, just generally. He does like fire, but that's chiefly because he lost one of his toes in a fire door. It got stuck in a fire door. There was a fire in the building, and he was leaving, and the door slammed shut, and it cut his toe off. And ever since then, he's sort of been enamoured by fire. It's a bit weird, really. I often tell him to stop it. Jake has a distended stomach that can get in the way of performing everyday tasks such as running, skiing, hunting, queuing. He's not very good at queuing. And he once met the Pope. And the Pope said, but he said it in Latin, obviously, you have a distended stomach. And then he hit the Pope because he didn't really like what the Pope was saying about his distended stomach. Jake has a collection of fishes. His largest fish is a minnow, and his smallest fish is a giant South Korean trout. Could you hear what we were saying about you there, Jake?
No.
It's going to be interesting when you come to edit it, I think.
Right.
So, tell everyone about the time you met the Pope.
So, right.
Let's see if his story matches mine.
Okay. There was this one time
We met the Pope.
I did, right, and basically I was walking along in Rome, okay, and I eventually I got to the wrong end of Rome, okay, and you know when you're in the wrong end of Rome, because there's just, you look on the sidewalks, we're not American, you look on the pavements, and you see discarded red hats, and
Cardinals that have gone bad.
Yeah, and then you look up, and before you, in the dark, dingy Roman back alley, is the Sistine Chapel.
I'm alive.
And you're like, well, it's raining.
Chapel.
I need to shelter somewhere.
Somewhere.
You bang on the doors. We're not allowed to disclose the Sistine Chapel secret door knock.
Oh, that wasn't it, I promise.
That definitely wasn't the secret door knock.
That was actually not, that was specifically not the thing, that thing.
Anyway, so you knock on the doors in a non-secretive way, and they just open. It's like out of a bit of a thriller horror movie.
Makes this noise.
It makes that noise.
That was actually a recording right there. I can flatter myself.
So yeah, that's the noise the doors to the Sistine Chapel make, and therefore you're inside because the doors have opened.
And then you've gone through them.
So you're inside the Sistine Chapel, and you look up, and Michelangelo's just chilling on the ceiling.
And then you look down, and you see the lesser-known floor of the Sistine Chapel, which was actually done by the Luigi brothers.
Yeah.
In 1407. Yes.
So yeah. So you're heading along, and suddenly you just hear this cackling. Just like. Yeah. And you just look around, and there he is.
The Pope.
Just looking right at you.
The Pope.
With those scary, starey eyes.
And then what I said happened before that happened. Tad awkward for Jake because, you know, he doesn't like people talking about his noticeable feature.
I have no idea what you mean by that. And I'm really offended.
You're just going to have to go with it.
Oh, is it my Adam's apple?
It's not about your Adam's apple.
Is it my nose?
It's not about your nose.
I don't know what this
It's not, well, you'll see.
Okay.
He'll see.
We'll find out.
Well, he won't because his nose will be in the way. He doesn't actually have that big a nose.
So, anyway. So we're now... yeah. We're now in the Sistine Chapel and the Pope's cackling, and then something happened. And, yeah. And then we have sort of... Well, he makes a sudden move. And naturally, I reach for my revolver, which I keep in my, in you know those jacket pockets, and it's just a zip, and there's nothing really there. Well, it's one of those, but I actually pretend it's one of those, but there's actually a revolver inside it. So I whip out my revolver, and the Pope sort of lifts up his big robes.
His huge robes. Makes this noise.
Flowing robes. And that, at the end, was him whipping out his lightsaber. So now we're stood on the Luigi Brothers floor, me with my revolver and the Pope with his lightsaber.
If you've seen Indiana Jones, it was a bit like that.
It was.
The Pope whirls his lightsaber and Jake shoots him in the chest.
Apart from...
The Pope doesn't have a chest. It's
just a head. All those robes. He only wears massive robes because he doesn't actually have a body.
If you're Catholic, I'm really sorry. We don't mean any of this. It's all nonsense. Just a little disclaimer there.